Hey y'all, Ms. B, and I am here to put a button on season 6 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I've said this time and time again, like doing my long form content on Salt Lake City. This was the first thing I started doing on YouTube, so this franchise is very special to me. I felt midway through the season that the show was starting to get a little, I wouldn't say boring, a little redundant. And what I mean by that, it was like the same arguments, the same people not taking accountability, the same people not wanting to own what they did or didn't say, or this is happening, or a lot off camera stuff. It was just becoming, I wouldn't say it's not a bad show, but I feel like, as everyone is saying, the reality TV world, the housewives ship is kind of sinking. I think if they don't shake up Salt Lake City, which is a very good cast and a very good show, we're going to see history repeat itself like we have with the biggest of the biggest, the Atlantas, the Jerseys, the New Yorks, because it's starting to get like monotonous, if that makes sense. So I stopped recapping in long form content around episode 10 and 11. I was watching, didn't feel like getting on here and talking about it because I'm like, I'm going to be repeating what I said last week and what I said last week in the same commentary I said before. So I was like, let me watch the whole season, watch all the reunions all the way through. Did that. Just finished watching the final part of the reunion, part 3. I don't understand why this is part 3. It seemed like they were dredging up, I guess, a lot of content to make it 3 parts, because the meats and potatoes was part 3. The Andy pretending to walk off, the Whitney, the little clips they showed us, that was nothing. I'm going to go in order of what I feel each woman brings to this franchise and what each woman hurts with this franchise. Is hurting this franchise. I'm going to start with Heather. They need to do something with Heather. Heather is overproducing. You could tell Heather is fighting, clawing, wanting to be the head HBIC in charge of this franchise. I understand, like, Heather, like from season 1, Heather was that girl. Like, she was herself. She was like the breakout girl from the Mormon, like, the Mormon community, very vocal, very open about it. I think, honestly, the very first one on this show to be the most transparent. I know Andy mentioned in the reunion how he loves this franchise because everybody's very, like, they don't hold anything back. They're very personal, which is true. They still are, but I feel like Heather, like, opened the gate to that, and that's why she was, like, the fan favorite. Heather has become extremely unlikable. It is so evidently clear that Heather wants acceptance, validation from Meredith and Lisa Barlow. She wants it so bad. She chimes in. She inserts herself. She wants that. I think that acceptance that she wanted, maybe she didn't get in high school, in college, being a Mormon or whatever, from the it girls, she wants so bad from Lisa and Meredith. It's very obvious. The pretending, the crying, the overreach, it is beyond insufferable to watch Heather. I think if they don't give Heather another story, I mean, other than being a Mormon and not having no kids and getting divorced from a church, what else can Heather do? Like, we know she had a beauty lab, but the overproducing and like the captain story and all that stuff, and her and talk about drinking, her being drunk all the time, Heather is just is putting an anchor in the show if it was to see. I know Salt Lake City has great numbers in this range of, what the scope could be of reality TV, but Heather is unbearable. They're gonna have to do some shake up there. And with Heather's shake up comes Whitney, the bad weather, the cousins. Whitney offered absolutely nothing this season. Now, I will say Whitney did bring it at the reunion other than her running off with her husband. And I was like, girl, what? Well, okay, whatever. But her, you know, the accusations against Meredith, well, we gonna get them. And bringing up, you know, defending production, which I like. And you never seen a housewife do they, like, how that their reaction, how when Meredith was just putting on everybody, production, this and this, and calling Brittany a bigot. Now we're gonna get to that. How Heather stood up for production. You never seen the housewives do that. You never seen. You'll hear them throw production under the bus. And it is true what Whitney said. What makes Salt Lake City so special is the production, the scenery, the scenes, the music that plays, the little things that they get. Mary started crying. I mean, they have a very solid production team, and I like the way Whitney brought that up. But Whitney brings absolutely nothing to this franchise. That bad weather situation, the cousins, make one of them a friend of. Something has to give. Something has to happen with bad weather. Because it's the same thing. What are they bringing? I don't know anything. I don't know anything that I didn't know from season 1. Getting into Lisa Barlow. What was up with this Lisa Barlow and Meredith Wonder Twins business? You could tell they went into this entire season saying, no matter what happens, we're going to have each other's back. That was so obvious at the reunion. So much so, you saw on the break on, I think, part 2, where Lisa was like, how did I do? Well, you're doing good. You know, we're going to have to talk about the plane scene. How they would go back and forth and have each other's back. I thought, let's pay homage to Atlanta, what they said in their last reunion. Didn't Portia say in the last reunion when they was talking about Shamia was trying to do an alliance, how alliances ruin shows? Salt Lake City, what y'all doing? Meredith and Lisa being in an alliance, no matter what, maybe not. I was like, every time Lisa saw Meredith, and Meredith holding me, girl, it was just so absolutely annoying to see them constantly only defend each other. But even more annoying was watching how Heather just wanted to be a part of that clique so bad. It was just like, girl, you just a pick-me. Pick-me, I've been saying it the whole season. Heather, you're a pick-me. But that whole Lisa, when Lisa was going through Meredith, when Meredith was going, Lisa, but I was there for her and we were together. And girl, I don't know what kind of blood oath they took for each other, blood sister bond. But yeah, I don't like Lisa Barlow. I still don't like Lisa Barlow. I don't even know if I'm going to recap Ultimate Girls Trip because I do not like Vicky Gunvalson and I don't like Lisa Barlow. I don't know, again, what the Wonder Twin business with her with Meredith. And even when her husband tells her on camera, even when Andy brings it to Lisa Barlow on camera, you don't take accountability. You don't listen. You live in your Never Never land. So much that Ben after the cat, like, I mean, I don't want to embarrass this lady, but I already know who she is or whatnot. Like, Lisa Barlow, snap out of it, girl. This is not your world. I don't know what fantasy she created. This delusion of grandeur in her head that makes her think she's like all of that. Like, you wealthy, self-made, but calm down. Take a seat, get off your high horse. And not finally, but we're going to get to Meredith. I have not been a Brittany fan by far. But whatever that Meredith did to that woman on that plane, and when Andy asked her, were you drinking? And she said, wait, Andy, hold on. Before we get there, I want to talk about what made me go there, or the reasons why she felt so angry, or some verbiage she used. The legalese she tried to use. And her reasoning was to call that woman, she older than me, anti-Semitic. Meredith's dangerous. You couldn't pull nothing out your lawyer brain other than to call that girl a bigot. That is the type of stuff that ruins people's lives. That is the type of stuff that is unaliving people. You don't dislike someone that much that you call them an anti-Semite, excuse my language, a bigot, a racist. I don't think that girl, I don't even think Brittany has the brain function. I'm not calling her dumb, but I'm just saying, like, to know her Google review was getting seen, and whoever did her nails, and even like Andy's Jewish, he wasn't offended. We was all trying to reconcile, like, what? So you decided to go ape crazy on this lady on a plane out of the country because of a Google review she didn't take down, but a nail tech who used some racial comments? Why not just attack him? Why attack this girl? You don't like Brittany, cool. Mary Cosby says it all the time. Shout out to Mary Cosby. She's the MVP of the show, actually. If we want to be frank. Meredith, that was horrible. You're dangerous. Meredith is one of those women you need to be very, very careful with. Because that was what your bag of tricks was to pull up. Calling Brittany a bigot. That was your play card? That was your hand you was gonna deal? That was low. That was so low. And Brittany storming the stage and crying like she did. What Angie K said. Baby, if you would have handled me how you handled Brittany on that plane, it would have been the Marshals waiting. Because, baby, we'd have been cutting up on that plane. And honestly, her sitting across from that stage, I'm not condoning violence. But calling me something a bigot that I'm not didn't say had nothing to do. That lady didn't even know what Meredith was talking about. Andy and everybody was trying to piece it. So what? Like what? And what happened? And if Johnny had fought, like, girl, Meredith is dangerous. And I reveled in the fact that Meredith finally, out of all the reunions, her lawyering her way out of it, her talking in circles, her riddling, her Andy letting her slide, Meredith finally had her feet held to the fire. She got checked on production. Stop, don't you blame production. They got on her about calling that girl a bigot. Then they got on her like nobody can't talk about your marriage, but you can talk about everybody else's. When Bronwyn got to her, we're gonna get to Bronwyn too. Baby, Bronwyn, I don't know why Bronwyn's for sure. We'll get to that, but Bronwyn checked the heck out of Meredith. And Andy did too. Everybody did. Mary Cosby constantly was sitting there in Meredith's ear, giving her the business, giving her the business, giving her the business, giving her the business. Mary Cosby was the only one there was like giving sense. Anybody want something? You want sense? You want sense? It was like good common sense. The preacher's wife of Mary came out. Meredith made me so mad. I was so angry. Salt Lake City gonna need some switching up. And you could tell behind the scenes, like Whitney said, Meredith was mad because she could not freaking get her way. She couldn't get her way when it came to the phone, when it came to, when they were in Greece, and she wanted to make it about Mother's Day and not being able to talk to Bricks. I'm so glad Meredith got her day. Next up needs to be Lisa Barlow, because I'm sick of Lisa Barlow. But that whole Wonder Twin business between them, I thought that synced shows. Why are they doing it? Why is it being allowed? And Heather just giving. I wish I could be a part of them. Anyway, I want to say Angie K. Angie K being the center snowflake didn't really give what I thought I was going to give, other than her having accidents. But, Angie K was cute. Her and Miriam, friendship was cute. She didn't really give a lot. I can't think of nothing other than her injuring herself every trip that she gave and taking them to Greece and, meeting her family, and that was cute. But as far as like a storyline and a show, like I said, like I wouldn't remove Angie K, like, cause we need Angie K and Mary together, but Angie K didn't really give. Bronwyn, I was trying to see the whole time, and Bronwyn is my favorite. Bronwyn has been my favorite. Bronwyn is still my favorite-ish. Why was she first chair? I feel like Mary Cosby should have been first chair. Mary Cosby, and I think Lisa was there. There, of course, because she was in the hot seat. Or maybe move Lisa down, put Meredith there, and Mary Cosby. I don't understand why Bronwyn, because Bronwyn didn't even really say anything until part 3. I loved every minute of her reading Meredith. I loved it. And, I mean, it wasn't shocking that her and Todd aren't, together anymore. It was kind of shocking that he went back and watched all the episodes and read all the Reddit comments and went through all the Twitters but ain't he an analyst? That's kind of like an analytical brain. That's something somebody does when like doing a deep dive. I work with a lot of financial analysts. That's neither here nor there, but yeah, Bronwyn didn't really give it, but baby, she checked the hell out of Meredith, and I loved it, and I was here for it. And when she told her, "I'm not your F assistant," like it seems like the only person that can read down and shut Meredith the F up is Bronwyn. But yeah, I don't understand why she was first chair. It was sad to hear about her father and her situations with her parents or whatever. That's always tricky and difficult, but her being that transparent was difficult. But I feel like Bronwyn came on this show to soft launch her divorce, and I said that like I don't know how many videos ago, and it happened, and it's happening. And she even said they filmed the reunion in New York, and she wouldn't even go and see her husband. He's probably with another woman. And the thing she was saying, like how she'd been open to a threesome when that's not really her, or open to not even talking to someone when it's not really her. I love that transparency that Bronwyn gave, but I feel like that's always been in Bronwyn. And she's just now letting it out. And Todd's finally seeing it. Yeah. Even down to eating her cherry out for Sunday. And not looking at her when he talks. I'm like, girl, he's just not seeing this shit? Like, how long y'all been together? Anyway, don't know why Bronwyn first sure, but love Bronwyn. Beautiful gowns. Don't like Brittany. When Brittany stomped off the stage, I understood it. When she came back with that cup, I was like, what's in her cup? And made that very awkward, Meredith, it's over, and it's done, and I'm tired, and shut up, Meredith, I apologize. When they were having a deep conversation, Meredith and Mary, very weird. Still don't like Brittany. Please don't bring her back as a friend, full-time friend of. We don't need it. Long story short, Salt Lake City, season 6. I don't know what powers that be, who needs to get in somebody at NBC Universal Bravo's ear. Whatever y'all need to do or clean up to give Jen Shah an entry back on the show, do it. That is what's gonna take season 7 to the moon, to the stars, to the stratosphere. I know Andy Cohen said he don't ever want to see Jen Shah again. I know what she did was horrible. But hey, I mean, Karen got out and she could have killed somebody. Yes, she didn't, but she could have. I know there was actual victims. She served her time. She's home. Whatever needs to happen. Bravo. Somebody. Anybody out there? Get Jen Shah back on the show. And maybe sprinkle a little bit of Monica Garcia in there too. Baby. Season 7. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City will be epic. Anyway, that's my button in season 6. It started off strong. Took a very flat line. And the reunions weren't really given like they were supposed to give. But hey, like I said, this is a special show to me. So I want to end it in the season with this little, tidbit. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. This is honestly all the thoughts off the top of my brain from different episodes, from different scenes, from the reunion, and all of the above. I really didn't jot a lot down. Don't really have a lot more to give. So like, comment, subscribe. And again, as I said in my previous shorts, I've been doing a lot of short form content. I'm going to think about what I want to really do with my, my channel. Because yeah, is the Real Housewives of all the cities losing that steam? I don't know. But I tell you, I bring Jen Shah, sprinkle a little Monica Garcia. Baby. Epic season 7. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Bye.